Michelle V here, back at the dog park for part 2 of how you can overcome your fear of speaking and your fear of getting yourself out there so that you can go out and crush it at your next event. And if you missed part 1, we were talking about how public speaking, doing events, those are all just skills. It's just a skill, and it's a skill that you can develop through practice and just putting yourself out there, right? And in this video, I want to talk about part 2 of getting past that fear. And this is going to be the thing that's really going to help you squelch it and just smash it to the ground because, yeah, we know it's a skill and we're like, okay, you know how sometimes you're like, okay, yeah, but like, why do I feel motivated to practice that skill whenever it's still like, okay, great, maybe it's possible, but maybe I don't feel motivated to practice it every day. You told me to go out there and do a piece of content every day and just start speaking every single day, but who feels motivated to go out there and do that thing? So in this video, we're going to talk about why you might how you can create that why of motivation behind what it is that you're doing. And we talked about this a little in the first video, but I want to go deeper because here is the thing. And I'm going to say this over and over and over again, but I want you to think about, especially if you are a service-based provider, which most of you listening to me are, you're like a service-based provider, you have some sort of service that you create and that you help people with, you're a coach, you're a consultant, you're an agency owner. So there was a time, almost for like 99% of people, the service that you provide is the thing that you created out of the hell of your experience. Do you know what I mean? So there was a time when you were sitting and you were just like wallowing in your own self-pity and your hell, that you had this thing that you really, really, really wanted to accomplish in your life, this thing that you wanted to achieve, this problem in your life that just was a thorn in your side. You couldn't figure it out. There was nobody that you could turn you. You tried all the solutions that were available out there and they just weren't working. And then something happened and you developed your own system. You had this aha that was different than anyone said, and it was different than any way that they had said it before, and you finally got it. You discovered it. And so now you're like, oh my goodness, I need to go out there and I need to teach other people how to do this thing that took me years and years and years to figure it out, so I can shortchange what's going on with them and help them get out of the hell and the pain that I was in. Check out that dog, okay? I don't know if you can hear her barking. So here's the thing. You were in that hell one time, and once we get out of it and we start feeling the pleasure and having the amazing life, it's like labor. If you've ever been labor, and it's like so painful and awful during the thing, but almost immediately after you forget how painful it is, and somehow you want to have another baby. You know what I mean? So like right after this pain, after you've gotten out of the pain, immediately we forget how bad it is, right? And we forget how much we're suffering. We're forgetting how there are so many people out there right now who are just like you, who are struggling, who are spending years, who are listening to all the other gurus, and they cannot figure it out. And they need your exact solution, and they need you to explain it in the way that only you can explain it so that they can get the result that you now have, right? And so I'm going on and on and on because way number two to totally blast this thing out of the water is to let your why win, right? It's to reconnect with why you started doing this. Why did you come up with this process or the solution or the thing that you create? It's because it was birthed out of your pain, right? So going back to your why is it that it's so important that you teach people the thing that you have to teach them? Why is it so important that you sell the product that you sell? What is it going to do for them? And you imagine yourself in their place because you used to be there, likely. Okay? And so are you going to be the kind of person that lets their why win and push it forward? Because the truth is, it's not about you anymore. You got your result, and now it's all about them. And so if you let your why win and you push forward and you say, you know what? Yeah, it's going to take practice. Yeah, it's going to be some more pain. Yeah, I'm going to have to stretch myself again, just like I stretched myself in the first place to learn the solution that I now have. But it's all going to be worth it because it's for them, right? And it stops being about you and it starts being about them again. So are you going to be the kind of person, declare in the chat, are you going to be the kind of person that lets your why win? Or are you going to let your whining win? Are you going to let that trash talk that comes into all of our brains tell you you're not good enough, you don't have time, you're too afraid, it's going to be a failure? Are you going to let all that whining win? Are you going to let it drag you down and keep you from being the solution and the hero that somebody is looking for in their life right now to help them get the solution that only you have to offer? Type it in the chat. Tell me, are you letting your why win, or are you going to let your whining win? We'll talk to you soon. Get out there, start getting loud, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.